Flosstube. As always, you guys are such gems for joining me. I am so glad you're here today. A big welcome back to all of my returning subscribers and viewers. You guys absolutely make my day every time you watch a video and then drop a cheeky little like or hit me up with a comment so that we can have a bit of a chat. It absolutely warms my heart and I'm so glad you're here. And of course, a big hi, hello, how are you to everyone that's new and has just found me. I have had a bit of a jump in subscribers lately, so I'm so glad that you've come along and that you're hanging out with us. I hope you like what you've seen so far and you've found a reason to stay. My name is Ms. Chloe, and this is my little corner of the internet where I get to share all things cross-stitch with you guys. Today I just have a little bit of an update for you. I worked on 4 different projects and I've made some plans. So I thought I would jump in and I'd come along today and I'd just share with you what's going on. So the first thing I'm going to show you is a finish for now, because I am a little bit stuck with this piece. Last time you saw this, I think I just had backstitching to go. So I'm really happy to finally share Cruella with you. Look at her, here is your close-up. I think she looks so fierce. I love her so much. So I finished all of her backstitching. This is the Villains Mugshot Stitch Along from Abby Sue Designs. It is a stitch along that's finished. And yes, I am very behind. I've only just started row 2 really out of 3. So I'm pausing for now because Abby Sue has mentioned that she is going to be putting up some additional villains. And I would like to see where they would slot in so that everyone is still in numerical order, because that's important to me. Because if I suddenly have one, right, that's in the middle and it's got like a 2000s date on it, that's a problem, because all these are, you know, from, I hate saying it, the 1900s, and suddenly having a 2000s on there, that messes with my brain a little bit much. So I want to make sure that they're in the right place if I decide to slot someone else in and sub out one of the characters. The character that's supposed to go here is Madame Medusa from The Rescuers. And despite her name, no, she is not a cool snake lady. She is an angry lady with a red bob. She looks very similar to the Cruella character in the movies themselves. Like, they're both tall, they're both thin, they both wear way too much eye makeup. Way too much. And they both have like shorter bob kind of cuts. So, I don't know. I'm just not feeling her. So I'll have to put someone else in here. And I was debating just moving them all up one so that I could start the next villain. But then the numbers thing was reminded, and well, I can't do that. My brain won't let me do that because it'll look wrong on the piece. And I want to be able to put this up on my wall. This one is stitched 2 strands over each square. And it's on, I think it's a 16 count. I want to say it's 16. It's either a 16 or an 18. I don't remember. I started it a long time ago. But it is Welcome to the Jungle from Color Cascades. As you guys know, I love it because it's got this lime green, which is such a Disney villain like color. I know it's not official, but it seems to be in a lot of their stories. They will have like a lime green thing going on. So I think it's just really fitting to put them on a fabric that has lime green splotches through it. I love that. The grime guard was custom made for me. This is from Frog and Tink, and it's also covered in Disney villains. There you go, you can see Hades down there and Dr. Facilier. They are also in this stitch along. I cannot wait to get to the boys. I cannot. I'm so excited. So excited about them. But yeah, that's where this one's up to. So I got this whole frame put in and I got most of the white box put in, and then I stopped because I got bored. It's okay though, right? But I am hoping to finish up this box and then put in sort of these 2. But it is not fun to just do an empty frame. So while I was doing all of these, I did them in tandem with the villains that are above them, so that I would do a strand or 2 of color and have a bit of fun and see something start to grow, and then I would come back and do a strand or 2 of frame or fill in, just to stop it being really monotonous and repetitive. And I was enjoying that, but now that I'm not doing villains, the whole piece has just sort of come to a standstill, which is a real shame because it fits everything for fandom every single week. And I don't like penalty stitching. As anyone that's been in a team with me knows, I don't like penalties. I want all the stitches and all the points. So I am hoping that I can get onto this again soon, and then Abby Sue brings out her other villains for us. I will do a quick needle minder roundup on here. We have quite a few. So the tiny capybara and the hydrangea are from Ginger Stitch. And then the little carriage at the bottom is from the Black Needle Society, and the Game Boy is from Rebel Stitcher. So that's where that one's up to. I can't wait to get back to it. I really want to put in the next villains because I'm almost up to Ursula. And Ursula is just such goals. Okay, I'm sure you've heard me talk about Ursula before if you've been here, so I'm sorry, but I'm gonna do it again because she's my favorite. She is my favorite. She is an absolute queen, right? She has her own company, she has her own lackeys, she's just a bigger chick and she's proud of it. Like, she just owns everything. I think she is a very, very wonderful character, and I cannot wait to stitch her and watch The Little Mermaid while I do it, and probably, you know, sing Poor Unfortunate Souls for like a week. Probably a week, yeah. She's just amazing, and I love her so much. I know that she's a villain and you shouldn't, whatever, but I think she's great. So the next thing I've worked on really needs an iron, but I really wanted to show it to you. I really wanted to show it to you because it's so cool. Look at this thing! Look at this thing! This is a stitch along, and I'm up to date. I'm up to date, you guys, I did it. I worked on 2 of these this month. So in the last 2 weeks, I've worked on Pie Month. If you guys came and hung out at last week's Stitch With Me, which is just quiet meditative music and stitching so that you've got someone to hang out with, I was working on the pies, then I finished, and then I started the umbrellas as well. So I have finished these literally in the last 2 days before filming, and I'm so happy. I love them so much. I think Katie did a great job at the designs. Here they are close up. So the first one there is Hot Tea Month, and that's got a cup of tea and a little honey thing. I think they're a spool. I don't know. If you know what that thing's called, please tell me, because I have never known and I would like to buy one. Because people come over to have tea and I'm just like, you can use a teaspoon. But I don't have one of those things. So that's the top one. The next one along we have is Pie Month, which is for February. And going around the pie, so the one with the little swirl of cream on top, that one's pumpkin. The one next to it that's all blue is blueberry. The yellow and white is a lemon meringue. The red is cherry. The brown is a French silk, which I had to ask about. Apparently it's a bit like chocolate mousse in a pie crust. From my understanding, I could be slightly off about that, but that was about as close as I could find with Australian desserts. And it sounds pretty good. The next one with the purples is blackberry. The green one, of course, is key lime pie. And the final one at the top with all the checks is apple pie. I'm glad I could ask about them because I just was not sure. We don't get a lot of pies in Australia, so it was really interesting to be stitching all of these things and just not know what they were. So I did reach out to the designer, which is the lovely Katie of the Black Needle Society. Hey girl! She did an awesome job with these, and she was really, really quick to let me know what all the pies were. She even drew like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 around like the little picture of the pie itself so that I could know which one was which, and I could let all of you guys know, because I know I was talking to a couple of other Australians and we were all a bit confused. We picked a few, but not enough to know all of them, because we just don't get a lot of dessert pies in diners here. So it was really good to get that information. I hope that that's cleared them up for you guys too, if any of you were wondering. And then the final one here is Umbrella Month, and it's so cute, you guys. You guys, look at the little umbrellas. The clouds, because of the green that they're outlined in, give me total Care Bears vibes. Total Care Bears vibes. I was not a Care Bears kid. I have never actually seen an episode of it, but my friend had like this giant collection of all the Care Bears when we were kids, and I used to love going to play with them. So it just made me think of that, and just the color combinations are so cute. And it's really interesting to see, right? Because all 3 pieces are done with the same colors and they're so different. They're so different. It's crazy to me how like putting them together in slightly different ways or adding 1 or 2 colors in as you go down the list of them. Because obviously there's no real red or blue in the hot tea month, but the colors look so different month on month. And I don't know how Katie does that. It's witchcraft. It's witchcraft. And I love it. I love it so much. These are all stitched 2 threads over 1 square, and they are stitched on a 16 count Zweigart fabric, which my friend Amy helped me pick out so that it was really, really close to the one that we got in the nice list box. So thank you so much to Amy. She actually helped me pick all of the colors for this one. And by help me, I mean, she took over and like fixed it, because I was like, I don't know what any of these are. Because I don't have a very big fabric stash. So she sort of went through and found things that were really close for us to use to stitch on. And then she made sure that I got the right ones by doing the order on my behalf, because she's an absolute angel. But we are all set up for next month. I am ready. I am ready. This is my little counting pin. It's from Frog and Tink, along with my grime guard, of course. And that's marking the middle of the fabric, so that I am ready to go and I can start next month as soon as it drops. I am so keen, you guys. I'm up to date on Stitch Along and I want to stay there. So as soon as the first of the month hits, nag me. If I haven't started, nag me, because I'm going to need it. I'm going to need it. But I'm super keen and super excited for the next one. So we are navy for the next 3 months, which is great. I discovered in the last 2-ish years that I really like stitching on darker fabrics. I really enjoyed them a lot. So I'm keen, I'm excited, and I can't wait to see what the next few months bring from Katie and the Black Needle Society. This one is the same size, so it's also a 16 count, and it's just a Zweigart fabric again. Okay, the last work in progress I have to share with you is one that I am so, so proud of. I am so happy with how this thing is coming out. And I'm sorry because I've left like the handle for my frame on the scroll frame. Yes, scroll frame. Wow, I forgot words. I'm sorry. Thursdays are hard, you guys. Thursdays are hard. So I've left the clamp on it because it's in the perfect place when I work on it. So it looks a little menacing, like I could, you know, but it's all right. It's all right. She's all right. This is the Scary Sampler from Beth Twist. Please ignore my army of needle minders. I absolutely need them this time round. So this is a stitch along that I'm doing with my friend Amy. And I'm also behind on just a smidgen. But I'm loving this. This is a little bit different. So all my other pieces have been done over with 2 threads over 1 square, and they've been quite big. Holding it back like this, you guys can see this isn't very big. Not at all. So I'm doing this on 28 count over 1. I'm going to stick in a close up here so you can have a really good look, because it is quite tiny. It is quite tiny. So here you go. So I really love this piece. This is by Beth Twist of Heartstrings Samplery. There's a couple of people I know that are doing this as well. I don't think they have joined us for the stitch along that Amy and I are specifically doing together. But if you do have this piece and you would like to stitch it with us, you can definitely join the Scary Sampler Sal. We stitch for 5 days a month from the 13th. So whether that's 5 connected days, whether that's 5 spread days, as long as your first day is the 13th, you can be one of us. You can join in. So I'm really, really loving this piece. I am 5 days behind because of February. When I got hit by the car, I was obviously stranded in Victoria, and the Scary Sampler dates were over the dates that I was there. And when I came back, I couldn't sit comfortably under my big stand, so I wasn't able to work on it. So I do have 5 days in the hole that I'm owing this piece that I am totally doing this week. Well, next week now. It'll be next week. But I'm really, really happy with how it's coming along. This is Zweigart light mocha or mocha light, and it's really stable as far as a 28 count goes. I'm really enjoying the over one. It took a little while for my eyes to adjust to it. It was headaches and a little bit of tension, but I'm really happy with how it's coming out. I'm really enjoying the process, and I think I've got my tension right now. So it's stopped doing that thing where it just sort of slips through to the next set of squares, because that's always an issue with me, because I pull a little bit too tight trying to get the extra give out of my threads. So I'm working on that. I'm working on that really hard to make sure that I'm getting it right and I don't sort of overcorrect anything. But I'm so happy with it. I think it looks really, really good, and the tiny stitches are just really satisfying. They look smooth, and I think it's because there's just one thread, so there's no twisting, no knotting, no sort of tangles, and it's just really nice to work with. I'm really happy with it, and I'm already planning to do 28 count 1/1s for some future projects. So definitely keep an eye out, because it's going to be a recurring theme for me. I ordered some fabric just so that I have some on hand to sort of play with the different things. I want to do a couple of smalls on it so that I can have sort of tiny finishes, as well as some bigger projects so that I can fit more of them on my wall, because I think that that's really great if you can sort of find a size you're comfortable with to do both. Because obviously then you can frame more pieces and you can have them up because you've got space for them, because there's only so many walls in my house, you guys. I'm gonna run out of room at, pretty phenomenal rate, I think, because I've got so many big things planned, and I'm just like, oh yeah, that can hang there. Oh wait, that's where that's gonna go. There's a whole lot going on, but that's all right. So I'm gonna spend another 5 days on that. All of the needle minders on there. There are 2 brands that are represented on there at the moment because I'm obsessed with both. One is the Black Needle Society and the other is Ginger Stitch. I'm not going to go through them individually. There's a lot on there, and that's because with this one I have been using a paper pattern, and I've been using a secondary guide as well that I wrote out because the colors were all in Fancy Floss and I just really wanted to get started. So instead of ordering all the Fancy Floss, I went through and I checked my DMCs, and I had the conversion, but the conversion list was separate to the key, so I had to marry them together. So I've got a separate little post-it note that magnets onto my work that has the key and what the colors actually are, and then as I'm going through it, I'm like, oh, I want to change that. So I'm quietly also changing colors for future parts that I see, and I just have another post-it note that gets stuck to my frame that has a bunch of notes on it that will make no sense to anyone except me, because it's a bunch of random numbers and then the word pterodactyl or Death Star, and my husband looks at these pieces of paper and just goes, I don't know. He thinks it's very weird, but that's okay. That's okay, because I know what it means and I'm happy with it. So that's what that's up to. I need to finish the quote on it. So the quote you saw there has a few more lines. I believe it says, in my grave. But it doesn't follow along that line. So it does break down and go to the next line, but it's after the Death Star. So I need to finish the Death Star first, and then I can put in the rest of the quotation and it will be fine. And I'd also like to get some more of those border flowers done. Each one of those is hefty, you guys. It's like 200 odd stitches, and that's just for the outline of the red and the green part, not the fill-in. There's so much on this piece. It's really strange to work on such a small count after working on such big ones, because your brain kind of looks at it and goes, oh, you've done nothing. You haven't done that much. But 200 stitches on 16 count versus 28 count, the difference is night and day. It is huge. So it's been really interesting to sort of count my stitches afterwards and go, actually, this is over 1,000 stitches. And I'm sitting here going, oh, maybe it's 500 if I'm lucky. But really, like, I've done a lot. as I said, I am 5 days behind. So you will see this one again in the next 2 weeks. She will pop up again and hopefully look a lot more like my friend Amy's. Hers is phenomenal. She's started at the bottom and I've started at the top. So she's done like all this grass and it's just so pretty. It's so pretty, you guys. So I need to play catch up on that one, but that's a-okay. I have 5 more days to do it. So I'm pretty excited and I will totally get there. For projects, that's all I've worked on in the last few weeks. So I've worked on those 4 and obviously I've made plans to start April, but I have to wait for that to be released. So I also made some other plans. Plans with bags. So in here, I've got 2 stitch-alongs kitted up, ready to go, waiting for final flosses so that I can get my release dates going. So this is my espresso bag from Frog and Tink because I am addicted to coffee. Just in case you didn't know, I am. It's an issue, but we're working on it. It's fine. So because of my love for coffee, Frog and Tink made me this bag and I just think it's perfect. And so I had to use it pretty much straight away, right? Right? So in here, I am going to be keeping this 28 count even weave. This is Violet Crush from Sodal, Australia. I don't want to take it out of the bag because I don't want to like separate it from the threads and stuff because they're in the front. This is for Noctiflora's new stitch along that's coming out so soon. This is for the Vampirium Sal. If you were here last year, you guys remember, of course, that I did her Horrorflies stitch along, and that was just so much fun, and the piece was wild and crazy, and I still want to restitch a whole lot of the characters as their own individual like inserts for little cards and things. So I'm really, really looking forward to this one. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then the other one that's in this bag is waiting for my mermaid bag to be emptied because it has parts of projects in it from when I went away. But it is this beautiful 32 count ocean from Sew It All as well. So these are printed fabrics. And it's got almost all of the floss in this one. I'm waiting on, I think, 3 colors, which I've done a little order for. So I'm very excited to get that and get these completely ready and onto floss drops and little bobbins and be all set for myself. But this is ready for Lola Crow's aquarium stitch along. I did her greenhouse last year and got absolutely hooked. It was my first Lola Crow pattern, my first one. And I stitched that along with Amy and Liz. And I'm so excited for the aquarium. I think this is going to be amazing. I'm really, really hoping for a little anglerfish. I love anglerfish. I think they're really great. I'm hoping for an octopus. I'm hoping for little squids and like a sunken pirate ship or a mermaid or something. So I have a lot of big hopes for this stitch along, but I know it's going to be really, really fun and it's going to turn out to be absolutely beautiful. I have got the same count as I used last year, so this will be a perfect companion piece. So I'll have to try and find a matching frame now, which I got from the op shop. Good job, me. Good job, me. To put her in, but I think they're going to look really good together. I am very keen to start doing this one and stitch it along. Let me know if you're doing either of these sales as well so that I can make sure I'm watching your progress like you're watching mine. The final thing that I have prepared to be ready for next weekend lives in this cute little Frog and Tink bag. This is glittery unicorns. Inside's pink, but you'll see that in a minute. And I am so keen, you guys. Most of my stuff has started arriving for the Stars Hollow banner. This is a Black Needle Society pattern by Katie Landis, and it will consist of 4 parts. So we've got spring, summer, autumn, and being delivered to me in the next couple of days so that I can enjoy it next weekend is winter. I'm so excited, you guys. So I can't wait to get these started. I did buy the patterns. Obviously, I've ordered them because they're here. They're here. Thank you very much, Katie. But because once you join a retreat, you can obviously get them. And I did get the box last year, so I'm very excited to be joining retreat this year. And my goal is to put a couple of stitches into each of them on retreat, which is next weekend. Wish is next weekend, you guys. I am so keen. So keen. So I've actually ordered all of the specialty floss from my local online needle store. And I am so keen. I can't wait for it to arrive. It got posted today. My online needle store is JK's, and she's so quick. So quick. Like, I ordered last night and it's already been shipped. It's already been shipped. It's gonna be here next week. I'm actually gonna get to start this. So I'm really excited for it. I haven't used a lot of fancy flosses before. Obviously I have on these guys because it was all provided. But most of my pieces are just DMC because that's what I have easy access to get here. And I'm really excited to be using all of the called for fancy stuff and just have a project that's really got a good mix of everything. So these projects, they do have DMC in them as well. But I'm really excited to be using a good mix of both. And I have ordered fabric, so I'm gonna do them all as one big banner. I can't wait, it's gonna be really cool. So if you are going to Wish next weekend, please let me know. Please let me know. I cannot wait to see you guys. I cannot wait to hang out and chat and just have a few days of offlining from the real world so that I can hang out with all my stitchy friends. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I actually haven't been in attendance at a Stars Hollow retreat before, so you guys are gonna have to take the wheel on this one. You'll have to show me the ropes, teach me what I'm doing, and help me out. I've done Frogwarts, but I've been told that they're not the same. They're very different, which makes me a little bit nervous because I don't know what to expect. I don't know what to expect, but I am excited. So please, please, please help me, look after me, give me your tips, let me know what I should be doing. And I'm keen as beans. I can't wait to see you guys there. I am waiting on the mailman. The mailman somewhere has my box. So as soon as that arrives, I will be unboxing it. You best believe you'll get a video so that you guys can see everything that's in it. And I'm super excited because there are some surprises in there that no one can tell me what I've got, because I have participated in the Needle Minder exchange and the smalls exchange. This is the small I made. And Tara from Wild Woman Craft actually got my small. She opened it on camera. It's the first part of her video. My friend watched it first just to make sure that it was safe for me to see. So I watched that little bit so I wasn't spoiled for anything else, and she thought it was pretty cute. Thank you so much, Tara, for opening my small and giving it a good home, but also sending me photos because I forgot to take photos of it. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry, you guys. I got super excited about finishing it and then I sent it off. So this is my small. It is a little Hessian bag that I got out of the Nice List. Here's a close-up. So this came in the Nice List before they had sort of official numbered packing. So I had a little sticker on it and then it had stuff in it. I don't remember what was in this one. It was a long time ago for me. But I keep all of my sort of reusable packing. So I have a box full of these like little silk bags and organza bags and all of that sort of thing that I send people gifts in. And when I found this, I went, it has squares, I can stitch on that. So I went through and I stitched all the little snowflakes on it. I had to unpick the seam first, of course, and take out the drawstrings. The drawstrings were just pieces of twine. So they were replaced. I used a blue ribbon instead and put some little rondelles on the edge just to finish off a little bit. And then I also made the charm that's on it. So that is actually a piece of floss jewelry, but it doesn't have to be taken off. So there's just a knot on the end of the ribbon underneath the rondelle that can be easily undone if they want to use it. But if Tara doesn't want to use it, she can keep it on the bag as decoration. And the inside of the bag is lined. Thank you, Amy. I don't know how to use a sewing machine, but I do have some very cool friends. So Amy helped me pick some fabric for it and then sewed around the inside to make sure that it was all lined so the bag was a little bit sturdier once it went back together. And I think it just turned out to be really, really cute. So inside is a light blue fabric and it just sort of sets off the whole winter feel for it. So I'm really happy with how everything turned out on that one. And I'm so happy that it went to someone who could really appreciate it and just enjoy it. I was also contacted by a lovely lady called Sarah who got my needle minder. She got a little sunflower because my grandfather used to say that a sunflower was worth 1,000 yellow daisies. And if you've seen Gilmore Girls, you'll understand the reference. So I sent that one to the ladies to hand out, and it was just really sweet. And we ended up having a chat and talked about sort of how excited we are for the retreat and our pets and our stitching, and it's just really nice. It's both of these items have now started conversations, and I'm so keen to see what I've been sent and who I'm going to be reaching out to as a new stitching buddy. So if you get a random message from me in your DMs, it's probably a thank you. It's probably a thank you. So yeah, that's everything from me. Obviously, I am hoping to stitch more on those 2 projects, but I'm also thinking about pulling out something old to work on. It's not Christmas, not by a long shot, but I'm thinking I should probably finish the Creepy Christmas Stitch Along from Lolacore. So I'm hoping to go into my room and pull that out when I'm feeling a little inspired and when I've caught up my scary sampler sale. But yeah, that's everything. So I'm sure I will see you sooner than 2 weeks, you guys, because there's a box coming. There's a box coming. So I'm gonna have to open that with you and share the magic and the joy, and we're gonna have to see what's in it. I'm so excited. I feel like I've just said excited a lot, so don't turn that into a drinking game because you'll fall over before the end of the video. But it's true, I really am. I can't wait. I can't wait. Retreats are my favorite thing just because I get to hang out with you guys in real time. And it makes me so happy. It makes me so happy. But until unboxing day, you guys stay safe, you be happy, and you craft something beautiful. I'll see you again real soon, crafty creators. Bye.